in a world full of fear, don't be afraid. When things move too fast, slow down. Today's news is full of racism and hate. Simply find love. And as for native content, if it's not man-made, it's probably good for the planet. If it's good for the planet, it's probably good for you. So enjoy the gifts of life. Education is but one of them. And this is but the beginning. And the best is yet to come. Jubilee.
Colleagues, guests, and most importantly, graduates. What a year it has been. There's no doubt that 2019-20 will go down as a year of historic highs and lows for NBCC. We started from the high of having members of our NBCC family on the world stage. Alumnus Pascal Doiron and instructor Lloyd Kierstead traveled to Russia in August for the World Skills Competition, where Pascal competed against the world's best in automotive technology. I can remember thinking to myself, if this is how we go into this academic year, the sky's the limit on what we can achieve as a college community. Then heartbreak. The weekend before classes started, we were all rocked to our very core by the tragic deaths of 3 of our international students. We all mourned together the loss of these young men who traveled to Canada to learn. Our close-knit community of learners and staff grew even closer in our grief, and we drew strength from each other as we came to terms with this loss. Time stands still for no one. With our heartache still fresh, we started our academic year. The bravery shown by all of you in that dark time was truly inspiring, and it marked a strength that although we didn't know it at the time, you would have to draw upon again before your time at NBCC came to an end. I don't think anybody could have predicted the changes that the coronavirus pandemic would bring to our college, our province, or our society. Every aspect of our daily lives has changed, and that has included the way we work and the way we learn. I know that most of you didn't expect to finish your college experience virtually, physically separated from your instructors and your classmates. However, you still found ways to be with and support each other. You organized virtual breaks, well-being sessions, and workshops designed to help you share and learn together. Your patience and maturity as we all navigated through what this new normal would look like was a source of great pride for all of us. The class of 2020 will always hold a special place in the hearts and minds of the NBCC family. For me, the one word that will always come to mind when I'm thinking about the class of 2020 is resilience. You have all shown strength and determination in completing your programs in changing circumstances, and those are qualities that are going to serve you well as you leave NBCC and enter the next stage of your lives. On behalf of everyone at NBCC, I want to say thank you. Thank you for stepping up, for continuing to show up in all kinds of different formats, for sticking with us, and for choosing NBCC as part of your educational and career journey. In these extraordinary times, you have truly shown yourselves to be extraordinary representatives of New Brunswick Community College. Congratulations and best wishes.
Well, hello there, class of 2020. I'm a former graduate of NBCC in Woodstock, New Brunswick, but I'm working with the Weather Network now here in Halifax. I got a lot of hands-on learning, worked hard with the camera, and I've been at the Weather Network now for 8 years. So it's an evolving media landscape, and right now we're in a big time of change around the workplace. I've always worked from home with the job I have now. I go out, travel around, doing stories around the Maritimes. I love coming to New Brunswick to check out the weather events. There's always big snowstorms in Moncton, or I've covered the flooding in Fredericton. But one thing I've always learned working at the Weather Network, it's important to be able to evolve. Our founder said in a speech, after I was first hired, he used a Wayne Gretzky quote, which is really relevant. You want to be where the puck is going, not where it has been. And in your career, you always want to see what's coming next, and you'll need to evolve and change. I know you're teachers and professors have really taught you well with the current landscape, but that's going to change over time in the workplace, and you can always continue to refresh on things on the internet, on YouTube. I go on there and learn new editing systems, new ways to shoot. At first I had a huge ENG, big hunky camera over my shoulder. I've used a small Nikon. I'm shooting this actually on a great quality iPhone. So it changes over time and you'll have to learn to change with it, but it's fun, it keeps things interesting, and I wish you all the best, class of 2020.
My name is Braden Alexander and I am the St. Andrews Camp Senior President. I am very pleased to be introducing Cheryl Stillwell of Human Services as our valedictorian this year. I'd like to congratulate all graduates of NBCC, including St. Andrews Campus. I'd like to wish you all the best in your futures and good luck. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, instructors, staff, family, friends, and my fellow graduates of 2020 NBCC St. Andrews. My name is Cheryl Stillwell, and I am humbled and honored to be valedictorian of the 2020 St. Andrews campus. It has been a personally, communally, and globally momentous and unforgettable year. I am proud to be involved in an institution that is so welcoming and diverse to local students and those that have traveled far from home to our beautiful Bay of Fundy shores. I would invite the international students to consider New Brunswick their second home. My message to my fellow graduates is a simple one. Persevere despite challenges. Things can and will go wrong. Failure and challenge leave lasting and worthwhile life lessons. To keep going, even when fears, doubts, and anxiety tell you to quit. This can lead to goals being met and amazing and wonderful opportunities for you. Take a chance on you and believe it to be true. I am so grateful I took a chance on me. I'm so glad I didn't listen to the voice inside my head saying, I can't do this. I am a 46-year-old, twice divorced, single mother of 4, grandmother of 2, who waitressed and cooked for 30 years of my life. Becoming a student and gaining the skills and education to prepare me for a new career has been rewarding, and it proved my anxiety wrong. If you remember nothing else, dear graduates, remember, anxiety lies. I'll leave you today with a quote from the great Maya Angelou. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. Congratulations. Job well done, graduates. Thank you.
You've all received a grad box. It's our gift to you to mark this momentous occasion in your educational journey. Take a moment, pull out your flute and sparkling juice. Fill your glasses with either your sparkling juice or beverage of your choice. It's time to celebrate. Although this isn't the graduation ceremony any of us envisioned, we're happy to be here celebrating with you. And we hope that even though we're gathering virtually today, that you can feel our collective pride in all that you've accomplished. On behalf of NBCC, I want to congratulate you on all that you've achieved. It's official and my esteemed privilege to declare you the class of 2020.
Sláinte! Félicitations!
Cheers!
Salut!
To the class of 2020!
Hello everyone. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our graduates, your family, friends, and loved ones. I want to take this opportunity to applaud the commitment you've made to your education and your future, even despite the challenges the past couple of months have brought. And although we can't be with you in person, I want you to know that myself, your instructors, and the rest of the staff here are all very proud of you. And speaking of our staff and faculty, I want to thank each of you for your tireless efforts and dedication to the success of our students. You are all amazing people, and we couldn't do it without you. And graduates, we are so thankful that you chose NBCC, and our hope is that we were able to make even a small difference in your lives, that you speak fondly of your time here, and that you continue to reach your goals as you begin your newest journey. Thank you for joining our NBCC family, and although you are leaving home, you are always welcome back. As you step out, prepared for the challenge, I urge you to take everything that you've learned at NBCC and pursue your life and career goals with passion and focus, and with a continued commitment to service and to lifelong learning. I would also like to take this time to announce this year's winner of the Excellence in Student Leadership Award. This award is given to a student who has made an exceptional leadership contribution within an NBCC location and within the communities they serve. It is my pleasure to announce that Braden Alexander from the Carpentry program is the NBCC St. Andrews campus winner. Braden was active during his time with us and served as a local campus union president, where he showed himself as a quiet but natural leader. Braden was a strong advocate for improvements to our common spaces to promote student life. He met directly with campus administration to bring awareness around student housing concerns. And Braden spoke on behalf of his class when the college hosted dignitaries, and of course participated in the Habitat for Humanity build here at the campus, where his thoughtful community spirit shone through. Congratulations again to Braden Alexander. At this point, I'm also pleased to turn things over to Lindsay Bowman from the NBCC Board of Governors to make a special announcement.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be with you today virtually to celebrate the class of 2020. On behalf of the NBCC Board of Governors, congratulations to all of you, and thank you to everyone who contributed to this wonderful ceremony today. It is my honor to announce the recipient of the Governor General's Medal recognizing excellence in academic achievement. The Governor General's Medal was first awarded in 1873 by the Earl of Dufferin and has since become one of the most prestigious awards that a student at a Canadian academic institution can receive. The Governor General of Canada continues this tradition of encouraging scholarship across the nation and recognizing outstanding students. This award is presented on behalf of Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Julie Payette, Governor General of Canada, to the graduating student with the highest grade point average. The recipient of the Governor General's Medal for the St. Andrews campus is Jonathan Pelly of St. John, New Brunswick, who is graduating from the Practical Nurse program with a GPA of 4.191. Congratulations, Jonathan. Congratulations to all of the class of 2020.
And now it brings me great pride to introduce the graduating class of 2020. Each program will be identified, followed by a roll call of graduates. As we present the classes, you'll hear some graduates being announced with designations. One that you will hear is honors. Graduates who have a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or above receive the designation of honors. Secondly is the Academic Excellence Award. The Academic Excellence Award recognizes the top student in each program who has achieved honors and who has the highest academic standing. Congratulations once again to the extraordinary class of 2020. Please stay tuned until the end for our salute to all graduates. You do not want to miss it. So, let's begin the most important part of our celebration, the presentation of each graduate by class.
Aquaculture Operations. Carrie Carpenter, Cummings Cove, New Brunswick. Jennifer Conley, Penfield, New Brunswick. Eric Leslie Gumond, Deer Island, New Brunswick. Sean Roberts, Utopia, New Brunswick. James Spicer, Beaver Harbor, New Brunswick. Samuel St. Coeur, Blacks Harbor, New Brunswick. Jason Brian Como, Penfield, New Brunswick. Tanya Brianne Lord, Deer Island, New Brunswick. Kristen Elizabeth Justison, Penfield, New Brunswick. Cody Ray Green, Mascarene, New Brunswick. Business Administration Management, Krista Lynn Dugas, Mohanes, New Brunswick. Alyssa Lynn Hazard, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Pamela Rose Knowles, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Casey Nadine Matthews, Welshpool, New Brunswick. Trina Marie Moffett, Oak Bay, New Brunswick. Leah Tellis Nepomucena, Back Bay, New Brunswick. Stephen Andrew Smith, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Silo Limasonero Tenido, Deer Island, New Brunswick. Jessie May Williams, Tower Hill, New Brunswick. Carpentry. Braden William Alexander, Lawrence Station, New Brunswick. Carlos Javier de Jesus Chavez Nunez, Woodstock, New Brunswick. Jacob Allen Flewelling, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Jordan Janes, Utopia, New Brunswick. Cassandra Louise Jones, St. John, New Brunswick. Brandon Todd John Strong, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Kate Lynn Tweedy, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Culinary Arts. Kirk Wade Dufour, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Julian Delslin Gale Rigby, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Megan Jennifer Urquhart, Cars, New Brunswick. Electrical Industrial. Jesse Ayton, Searsville, New Brunswick. Tyler Evan Bothwick, Canal, New Brunswick. Brandon Stewart Boucher, Dieppe, New Brunswick. Shane William Brown, Blacks Harbor, New Brunswick. Daniel Stanley Burden, Macadam, New Brunswick. Gregory Burns, Moncton, New Brunswick. Christopher Ryan Cole, Oak Bay, New Brunswick. Kevin Itachai Corey, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Colton Whitmore Crandall, Woodstock, New Brunswick. Anthony Michael Dorian, Rothsay, New Brunswick. Leo Furnett, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Zachary Jonathan Graham, Bedell, New Brunswick. Hunter Ethan Sheldon Hooper, Caithness, New Brunswick. Colton James Hoyt, Bloomfield, New Brunswick. Dylan Kennedy, Kingston, New Brunswick. Matthew Leachman, Oak Haven, New Brunswick. Marina Michael Lewis, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Mitchell Brian McLeod, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Shane Murray McClellan, St. John, New Brunswick. Haley Margaret Nordstrom, Rolling Dam, New Brunswick. Lindsay Yvonne Nordstrom, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Ross Lawrence Poirier, Riverview, New Brunswick. Brendan William Reynolds, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Catherine Saunier, Moncton, New Brunswick. Matt Scoville, St. George, New Brunswick. Roderick Dalton Shaw, St. Stephen, New Brunswick.
Ryan Smith, Macadam, New Brunswick.
Brandon Darren Stewart, Penfield, New Brunswick. Braden Robert Wade Taylor, Utopia, New Brunswick. Declan James Waters, Appahock, New Brunswick. Levi Wright, Penfield, New Brunswick. Brady Jean York, St. John, New Brunswick. Jackson D.W. Smith, Swan Creek, New Brunswick. Hotel and restaurant operation. Casey James Rodney Murray, Bayvert, New Brunswick. Crystal Jeanette Noble, Grand Manan, New Brunswick. Sergio Rafael Briones Paradero, Quezon City, Philippines. Human Services. Joel Arbo, Back Bay, New Brunswick. Elizabeth Ann Carville, St. John, New Brunswick. Gracie May Craig, Moores Mills, New Brunswick. Stephen Patrick Enman, St. John, New Brunswick. Ashley Marie Huckins, Wilson's Beach, New Brunswick. Crystal A. Levitt, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Dawson Joseph McNeil, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Morgan Taylor Oikel, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. J. Robin Pinnock, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Chelsea Cecilia Mary Mildred Poirier, St. John, New Brunswick. Cheryl Lynn Stillwell, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Derek Allen Thurber, Macadam, New Brunswick. Information Technology Network Support. Raheem Romario Hayden, St. Catharines, Jamaica. Brad Robert Middleton, St. George, New Brunswick. Ian David Prince, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Lori Marlene Stevenson, Crocker Hill, New Brunswick. International Travel and Tourism. Austin Billingsley, Bayside, New Brunswick. Kathleen Abigail Carpenter, Wickham, New Brunswick. Sarah Elizabeth Kraft, Charter Settlement, New Brunswick. Cassidy Dawn Johnson, Kirkland, New Brunswick. Selena Marie Rouse, Moncton, New Brunswick. Sohyun Shin, Moncton, New Brunswick. Arjan Singh, Chandigarh, India. Danielle Zingy Smalley, Moncton, New Brunswick. Anna Catherine Yerksa, Lower Woodstock, New Brunswick. Marine Diesel Mechanics. Louis Farrell, Montebello, Quebec. Joel Eduardo Bissell Grata, Lower Truro, Nova Scotia. Wesley Jason Thomas Hatt, Back Bay, New Brunswick. Matthew Eric Dean McClinchy, Johnson Settlement, New Brunswick. Benjamin Negus, Bonnie River, New Brunswick. Brandon Antonio Neto, Calacuzi, India. Garrett Neves, Bonnie River, New Brunswick. Terrence Mahar Ordonio, Pinapuk Kalinga, Philippines. Jonathan Edward Ruddick, Wywig, New Brunswick. Benjamin Joel Walsh, Dufferin, New Brunswick. Padraig Thomas Wellen, Rosse, New Brunswick. Personal Support Worker, Acute Care. Patrick Jory Mensa Kane, Accra, Ghana. Mancy Evangelista Vigilia, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Practical Nurse. Kayla Babineau, Utopia, New Brunswick. Laura Ashley Bushy, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Cheyenne Lynn Marie Cleghorn, Little Ridge, New Brunswick. Laura Phyllis Jean Curry, Hillsborough, New Brunswick. Jenna Marie Donald, St. John, New Brunswick. Marley Marie Lemon, Chipman, New Brunswick. Devin Ray McDonald, St. John, New Brunswick. Kelsey Lynn Morell, St. John, New Brunswick. Kayla Elizabeth Murray, Mapledale, New Brunswick. Emma Suzanne Asseltine, Kingston, New Brunswick. Caitlin Bartlett, Wellsford, New Brunswick. Sarah Eileen Brownrigg, Mayfield, New Brunswick. Jessica Buchanan, Upper Golden Grove, New Brunswick. Anne Christine Craig, Penfield, New Brunswick. Tracy Kraus, Dufferin, New Brunswick. Lindsay Ann Doherty, Kingston, New Brunswick. Courtney Leanna Frost, Digdegwash, New Brunswick. Jenna Leah Melanson, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Bethany Ann Carol O'Toole, Hampton, New Brunswick. Jonathan Pelly, St. John, New Brunswick. Samantha Lexi Raymond, Grandmanan, New Brunswick. Allison Marie Taylor, Bloomfield, New Brunswick. Sarah Lynn Phyllis Wyman, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Elena Teodora Puskasu, St. George, New Brunswick. Tanisha Marie Thompson, Penfield, New Brunswick. Shelby Lynn Tuddenham, St. David Ridge, New Brunswick. Melina Jade Garcia Visconde, Penfield, New Brunswick. Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Technician. Tyler Donald Carl Black, Bathurst, New Brunswick. Dryden David Calhoun, Douglas, New Brunswick. Ethan Darrell Colpitz, Stony Creek, New Brunswick. Christian Cormier, Shediac River, New Brunswick. Nicholas Abel Gould, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Jared Warren Huber, St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Alex Christopher Johnston, Kiersteadville, New Brunswick. Alex Dwayne McDonald, Herbs Cove, New Brunswick. Michael Richard McMillan, Grand Bay Westfield, New Brunswick. Jonathan Joseph Roy, Rolling Dam, New Brunswick. Callum Seiler, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Alan Ship, Scotch Lake, New Brunswick. Justin Stairs, Meductic, New Brunswick. Travis James Tebow, Upper Salmon Creek, New Brunswick. Connor Harold Robert Thompson, Letette, New Brunswick. Brandon Robert Wright, Riverview, New Brunswick. Welding. James Cyril Charter, St. Andrews, New Brunswick. Sarah Mary Duffy, Miramichi, New Brunswick. Bradley Edwards, Rolling Dam, New Brunswick. Benjamin Lee Gullison, Linfield, New Brunswick. Nathaniel Clinton Adam Gullison, Oak Bay, New Brunswick. Dante Isidore Allen Hatt, Little Ridge, New Brunswick. Justin Noah Lagasse, Wilsons Beach, New Brunswick. Katrina Mary McDonald, St. John, New Brunswick. Landon Paul Ellery McGrath, Hanwell, New Brunswick. Dawson Wade Pomeroy, St. Stephen, New Brunswick.
Congratulations!